Okay, so I'm buying and flipping RC cars. I just got the deal of a lifetime today. I got this xmaxx that came with these paddle tires, these 2 batteries, dual charger, that body, and these 3 chrome tires, and the last one's black. And going here, I got these 2 cars. This one has a 4-pole system in it. And I got all of these cars for $300. I'll throw up the Facebook Marketplace listing. I literally woke up and it was posted 20 minutes ago. Here it is. So even though that listing was only up for 20 minutes, the guy said he already had someone who was buying that xmaxx, which I was pretty upset about. But then I asked him, like, hey, do you have any other cars for sale? And he's like, yeah, I have 2 other cars, and that was the Bandit VXL you saw, and the other car was a Slash Rally. So I went down there to just take a look at those cars, and when I was there, I convinced him to sell me the xmaxx because I was already there and I had money, and we settled on $300 for everything. As I was like, what do you want for this? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, I'll give you $300. So that's how that happened. And the day before, I actually got a brand new xmaxx roller, a green car, which I really wanted because my xmaxx was blue, and it had a UFO motor mount and a mod 1.5 spur gear, and brand new tires, a purple Gladiator body. I'll throw that up on the screen right now. I also paid $300 for that. And I ended up trading that purple Gladiator body for a brand new xmaxx body that my friend Benny bought the day before. It was literally never ran, so I had practically a brand new truck. It looks sick. Here's a picture of it next to my truck. So my plan for that xmaxx roller was to put the green parts on my truck and then put my blue parts back on that roller and just sell it like that, and for $300 or a little more or something. And I took the truck apart, and it actually had a upgraded servo, which are like $100. I kept that, and I also started cleaning up that other xmaxx that I got, the orange one. I'm in the middle of cleaning this up. Some of the bolts are rusty. I'm going to take PB Blaster, spray it on, wait a couple minutes, wipe it off, and should get most of the rust off. This body looks like it's orange underneath, so I'm going to, in the meantime, get rid of this paint. It's going to take a moment to appreciate how disgusting this body is. Like, look at how horrible condition this is. So this one's going to be fun, you know. The paint on the inside seems to be coming up with just the toothbrush right now, which is promising. Alright, I'm about an hour and a half into working on this. I got the whole bottom cleaned up and looking nice. And I've started working on the outside. I've been using paint stripper on the front, but it hasn't been working too well. I think I'm going to have to apply a thicker coat. I've never used paint stripper before. I just found it in my basement. So, going to be a little bit more time on this. I'll let you know what happens. Okay, so it's the next day, and I got some graffiti remover. And I was going at the body for about good 30-40 minutes. But the problem is it keeps like clouding up, and this paint does not want to come off at all. It leaves like a film underneath, or it might be this stuff. I don't know, but it's being a giant pain, and I haven't really gotten that far. I worked on this thing for a couple hours earlier in the day, and when it dries, it leaves this white residue that it's insanely hard to get off. And I'm still not even that way done. This thing looks absolutely horrible, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to save it. It doesn't leave the residue on the plastic. It's literally just the Lexan, and it looks terrible, and it disintegrates the stickers. So I'm going to have to do black vinyl there to cover that up. and I'm gonna have to figure out how to clean this all up. It's going horribly, if I'm being honest. Just finished getting all of the paint off, and now I gotta figure out how to get this white stuff off. I think I'm gonna try a wire wheel on my Dremel, because it only comes off when I scrape it with my X-Acto knife, and I have to apply new graffiti remover for that to even work, and then it spreads and it's a giant mess, and I don't actually end up improving the situation. So, okay, so this car did not turn out the way I wanted it to, and there was a really good deal on a brand new orange body and stock xmaxx tires for $100, 20 minutes from me. So I went and picked that up. I am getting stickers for this. New stickers, which should brighten this up a decent amount, but I didn't even finish fixing this. So right now I just took all of the paint off of the support cage, and I got the bolt in, what is that, PB Blaster for a couple minutes, and then you wipe off the excess rust, and they look brand new. So I got those right there. Those are actually other bolts, and I'm going to go through the whole truck, do all the bolts, and clean it all up. Okay, so I'm filming this after I sold all the trucks and everything. It took me about 12 hours to go through the entire truck and clean it up. Like, I was staying up till 3 in the morning to work on that for a couple of nights, and it turned out pretty well, but I took a short break to fix up the Bandit, so that's what we're going to right now. Okay, so in that xmaxx deal, I also got this Traxxas Bandit. Had 3 wheels on it, no suspension on the rear right side, controller box is taken off, the chassis is painted, this part's painted, but I got a new chassis, or I had a chassis laying around that I'm going to throw in it, and I'm going to scrape the paint off of this. And the guy also had other tires for it, and I got a body, so I'm going to sell this to a local guy as a roller for $120 is what I'm trying to get for it. I'll let you know when I'm done. This piece came out pretty good after just a couple minutes of scrubbing. I didn't really get the paint off the back, so I didn't really care. I got to clean the servo up, and I got all the bolts here. I put some PB Blaster on them, and I'm just going to wipe the rust off. Everything's going to be all cleaned up, and I'll be ready to go on that chassis. So I noticed a crack in the chassis I was going to swap it with, so I decided to just remove all of the paint from this chassis. I think it turned out good. I put the cleaned up bolts back on this piece, got it cleaned up nice, and we're going to slap it together. Okay, so I got the Bandit all cleaned up and ready to sell. But the guy who wanted it told me not to fix the remaining parts like the slipper clutch assembly and stuff, and said he was going to buy it. And then after a week he backed out of the deal. But I got more Bandit stuff in a recent deal. So stuff where it's got like one good back tire, that will get fixed. And we'll throw a motor system in and we'll get this thing sold for a bit more. So I'll keep you updated, but this has been a longer sale than expected. I picked this car up yesterday. It is a Slash 4x4 VXL. It had a low center of gravity chassis. It had these upgraded shocks on it and the sway bar kit, and I put the shocks off the Rally onto there. And I got this car for $75. An absolute steal. Literally perfect car. I luckily had $75 in my car to go pick it up, but this is the best deal on a Slash or anything I've ever had. So I got it yesterday. It had these tires on, and I just changed it pretty much back to stock, and I'm going to put these on my Rally, these parts on my Rally most likely, and that on a Slash or something that I sell. So I'm going to list this for $310 right now. I'll let you know what it sells for. Okay, so I am the first to admit I am horrible at this. I sold that red Slash 4x4 VXL for $250, but the guy gave me back the radio and receiver. I already put it away. and so I gave him $25 off. So I sold that for $225, which I made $150 profit on. I didn't have to do any work to the car, and I got to keep those shocks and the sway bar kit. And then I sold all of the xmaxx stuff. All the xmaxx stuff is gone. The full working xmaxx batteries, charger, the extra shocks, the UFO motor mount, the gears, and the roller with the new body for $1,150. And so right now, I've paid the majority of my debt off that I bought these cars with. So then I got about $1,000, and I just picked up this today. This is a Slash 2-wheel drive VXL 4-pole car. I bought it for $80. It's got a broken part. It's got a broken front bulkhead right there. Super easy. I got a bunch of them, but this was not the car I wanted. The car I wanted was these 2 nitro cars listed for $100. And my buddy Alan got them instead of me. And those cars, both of them originally are worth a combined $2,500. They had a Red Bull F1 car, it's $1,500, and then there was a Lamborghini Huracan Nitro car that was $1,200. And I am quite annoyed that I didn't get that. That was an absolute deal of the year. But I got this off him because I was like, hey, you got any more cars? And he's like, I got this. So I got this. I'm going to swap the motor system off of this and put it on my Rally, and then put the brushed motor system in. So the Rally looks like a bunch of junk right now, but it'll be getting some love soon. And then I'm going to be selling this for $150 or something. Doesn't really matter. Alright, I got the brushed motor system back in the Slash, and it is ready to sell. Hoping to get $150 for that. And I did end up getting that Lamborghini that originally cost $1,200 from Alan, but the guy never ran it because there was an issue with the front diff. So I got the front diff out, but I wasn't able to figure it out, so I'm going to give it to Alan to look at. But it's got a real working exhaust that comes right off the motor right there. It's all aluminum, and the body's super cool, and the exhaust comes right through the back. Gave him $150 and some tires and another body for it. So that's going good, and I think this is the end of the episode. Ignore my 8S Slash build. But I did spend the $1,000, and I might have got a couple of toys, but you'll have to wait for that. But I got cars literally everywhere. It's a giant mess. I got cars out there, so anyways, stay tuned for the next episode. I'll tell you what I spent $1,100 on and how I think I'm gonna double my money. Alright, so just to recap what happened, I spent $300 on an xmaxx roller, $300 on that xmaxx with the batteries, charger, the extra parts, and $100 on that xmaxx body and wheels. So I spent $700 on xmaxx parts. I sold all my xmaxx stuff for $1,150. That's a profit of $450. Now I had that stuff for approximately 2 weeks. And that's how long it took me to clean up that other car. I sold that Slash 4x4 for $225, and I bought it for $75, which was a profit of $150. I got that white Slash 2-wheel drive that I got for $80, and I sold for $160, and I got to keep a motor system, the VXL system. And so my total profit, it's $680 in profit, and I still have that Bandit I need to sell for $100. I got a Slash Rally. I got a VXL motor system for my Rally. I got the upgraded shocks and sway bars for my Rally. I got an upgraded xmaxx servo out of this. And that's about it. So I could have got more money for all that xmaxx stuff, but I didn't really feel like selling it individually. And someone offered me money for everything. I had everything listed for $1,435. And I settled for $1,150. I really don't want to go below $1,200, but I hate selling stuff. So I got exactly 80% of what I was asking for everything, which is a number I like to include in my spreadsheets about this stuff. So keeps it realistic for how much profit you're going to make. So the next episode is going to be good for sure. I'll tell you that. So hope you enjoyed.